Hello Blender folks, welcome back again. And this is Gnomes, and here we are addressing some strange feature in rigging. I have had this idea some time ago, and now I want to test it for real. So what's the problem? Eyelids rig, which is one of the really tough topics. There are different methods, shape keys, corrective shape keys, then armature deform. I don't know, I won't list, I haven't tried every technique, but the one that I'm using here in this rig has the following problematic. Because it's armature deform, I use bendy bones for there are some now it's all ugly because I'm fixing some issues that occurred on I have a full tutorial on integrated eyes rig for this, and there was one problem which I never was able to resolve with armature deform only. But I of course shape keys would be able to do this. It's about the collapsing of the mesh. How can I give any concrete example in this file? I'll save here. Let's get any random file here. Okay. No. Hold on. Let's get, could be that one. All right. So let me show you the rig, provide it works. The face rig controllers are here. Okay. So there's some. This is what I was fixing. Probably because after I've updated to Blender 3.6, some operators here got slightly different. This panel here, popover menu actually, and then it got. I was using wrong tools then and not snapping properly. So. But doesn't matter that, I'm fixing it right now. What happens, you see that we have these cool things happening, and not that was required, but one problem that I had, even though we'll never see it, for example, if we don't see the armature, the structure, not the armature, the wire of the mesh, you see that eventually the eyelid skin disappears. But it doesn't shrink like like would be shape keys would do easily, right? Because an armature deforms to make the mesh like collapse in itself. It's not natural. It's not very simple to do. Actually, I was never able to do this with armature deform on the eyelids because we could cheat. So what's happening actually is that the eyelids mesh has a vertex group that hold on, yeah, this is a mess, doesn't matter. If I have a modifier shape key, modifier vertex group for the eyelid mod shrink wrap. Okay, so this one, it takes all that colored skin tone, darker skin tone for the eyelid, and it gets a shrink wrap modifier targeting that vertex group. So all this mesh is shrink wrapped with this object modifier to the eye surface. This thing that the eye, right? It's not an eyeball, it's an eye surface mesh object which is behind. And so what happens is that as I pose the eyelid bones here, the mesh doesn't actually collapse on itself, those edge rings, right? For this mesh, they don't actually. Yeah, it's very hard to see unless I get something. I have a masking, false masking eyes region. This would be better, but it's still not enough. There's some eyelid borders. Yeah, I've changed the ordering of those things. Sorry. Where is eyelids, borders? Here. I need to hide these things too. Okay, now it's better. And so the mesh doesn't like collapse like this. You see something like this, right? It won't do this. It will do a little, but not very well. So this is what I'm calling collapsing mesh. And because it's very hard to control it with bones, you'll have to have a bone that will push this one and push this other part against it, or a group against the other. This is excessive wave painting. It's doable. I can do this with helper bones, but it's a waste of time in this case, because it would be quite complicated actually to make this thing work properly, smoothly, and it's not necessary, because what happens is that the eyelids mesh, since it is shrink wrapped to the eye surface, it just keep going shrink wrapped behind the head, and that's why, and we don't even see it regularly on the character, because we don't see the wireframe. But now, and this is always a thing that I wanted to perfect in this rig, and now I've got an idea, and I think this is with more exploration, more learning of rigging, I got finally some idea that I believe will solve this collapsing thing. So it's actually pretty simple, but it's not evident. The rest position for the mesh of the character, this is the rest position, not a rest pose, it's a rest position for the mesh. And what it does is that it changes the way, yes, it has an impact in the deforms. So that's why the legs are bent that way, because the rest start position, right, is this way, and it has better results on certain poses. And if we had like a T pose or A pose, those deforms, for example on the leg, on the arms, they might be worse or bad depending on the bending, because this is a problem of the skinning algorithm, which relates to wave painting, which relates to deformed bones. And this means that instead of trying to make the collapsing, fabricate a collapsing that we could do with shape keys, but I don't want to create shape keys just to solve this thing, although it could be smart. I want to try that any other time, but I found a better, simpler approach. And what happened, maybe I didn't found that before, because the rest position for the eyes of this character were sort of like that, not fully open. They were more likely, even I used to start with closed eyes in the past as the rest position for the eyelids mesh. But now it occurred to me simply that if I start with a rest position for the eyelids mesh which is already collapsed, this means that with this mesh topology, these face rings, right? There's all face rings. See, nothing special about this. But it is what I found that works for this kind of rigging with shrink wrap modifier. If I start with a rest position for the eyelids mesh already open and collapsed like that, the more they get collapsed, the better. And so here I have to do this carefully, because I'm actually snapping it to on edit mode without any modifiers turned on, except those masking for the eyelashes, because otherwise they stay on the way. I'll change this later, but for now let me mask this. So the idea is very simple. Is just start with already collapsed edge rings here, and that's it. And as the animation then is more about the other opening, and then of course now there is the proof of concept. For me, probably other riggers experienced with Eyelids know this already, but I didn't know, so that I needed to adapt this here now. And so my idea is that as I open the eyes with the rig which I already have here, and with this rest position for the mesh on the eyelids, it will naturally make the open eyes pose that I want, well, the closed eye, different expressions for the eyelids. But as the eyes approach to its rest pose, or its rest position in this case, it will automatically solve all this complicated collapsing, so I don't have to rig this thing in like fabricate them. They already start with the rest position. And so this will be analog. For example, if you start with the rest position where the leg of the character is already highly bent like this, like it's a perfect bending, but of course as the deformed bone of the thigh will rotate on opposite direction, it will be very bad, the deforms there, because of the deformed bone rotation and the rest in relation to the very different rest position that there was for the mesh. However, that pose would be perfect from start. And so this is this is a technique that I believe the idea why there exists T-pose, A-pose, well, because of though in part, in great deal because of this technique. So the rest position, I'm more and more starting to explore this in radical ways to see what better results for legs, for arms, for joints, for whatever. And the idea is pretty simple. What is hardest to solve in rigging, like say the worst deforms or the most difficult things to rig, well, let it be rigged with the benefit of the rest position for it, like I'm doing right here. Of course, I'll have to adapt this to the actual expressions, so I think this will be right. So currently I need to fix this. This will be a lot of work, to a bit time consuming, but it's okay. It's more like modeling thing. The rig is already ready, it's already done. I just have to make those adjustments. Here I'm snapping, as I've mentioned, to the face project. I cannot include this now, otherwise it will affect negatively the others. So apparently this is the way. I don't remember this from previous Blender versions, so I got confused, and now I probably edited this mesh using the wrong settings, and then I got some parts of the mesh of these eyelids messed up, including these surrounding areas, the orbicular, how do you say that? Orbicularis, or orbicularis eye in Latin, I don't remember how it is. Oculi, orbicularis oculi. And of course at that point I also didn't have this setup of that I'm doing right now, the nearly collapsed mesh. And then I could probably consider that making some differentiation might be better. Like now they seem to have all the same distance, and maybe this is not very good for the resulting of the opening eyes, right? So we'll see. This does not be very difficult to, just time consuming. So this has this sharp edge, just to make a difference. But actually, if I'll make more tests to see if that has benefit or advantage or disadvantage to the eyes, right? In terms of the aspect, right? And of course, I cannot pick those vertices beyond this edge ring. I cannot pick them with this thing, otherwise I'll snap them to the eyes and it will make something like, yeah, there. No, we don't want that. So I just need to, I should pick all that. And if something is, if I'm afraid something is got disconnected, if I want to make sure that nothing is this, I just pick all the edge rings, get them all, then I can, yes, rescale and then smooth. But smooth won't snap, I think. Just the transforms like grab, scale and rotate will snap. So if I smooth here, I need to then make some slight change there globally to all these faces, right, to all these vertices, so they will snap and then there will be no accidents. And so yeah, so doing this very slowly to make sure everything is good, and then we'll see the effect soon enough of this collapsing thing. I'm not sure if currently there's a simple way to do this, right? It's right, it must be very precise, right? Very delicate mesh here. I know this because I have been working on this for a while now, with this kind of stylized eyelashes, eyelids, sorry, and yeah, must be precise in this thing. Okay, so now I think I've got everything mostly in place. We'll see now if it will be better to make some differentiation. Could be that I'll have problems here because of the way the shape will form. Yeah, so this I've never tried before in this way, I think. So now let's go for let's see unmask the eyelashes. They got very deformed now because yeah, we need to adjust this thing now. Now I don't want this. Let's pick this thing. I should benefit here from having some splitting. Let's see. Yeah, something like that will help to understand what's going on here. Yeah, the problem here, I'm gonna, because of all these things, I'll probably have to make some adjustments to the rig. Okay, so I only have here to pick these. Yes, exactly. Though these are the things that I should pick. There's no proportional editing here, no snapping, so it's just, yeah, let's take a front view here. And so now I can adjust this rest pose here for the eyelash mesh to what might look best for the character design, right? And I don't want even to look at what's behind at this point to avoid mistakes, but we'll see anyway. So it's annoying to make the selections, right? So I could mask those things too. I don't think this is the correct shape for. I have grease pencil now, which is very heavy, adds like 30 megabytes or 20 megabytes to the file, just some drawings, because the annotations were always, for the model sheet of this character, were always causing me very grave issues. Every time I changed versions, they were crashing, or I was losing, and so I had to it was very difficult to retrieve them. So then I've decided, well, let's make these annotations let's make them into grease pencil. And now I'm struggling to see. Okay, so I want the front and the side. Okay, that should be it. So where is the... Okay, I need to validate this and this. It should be there. It's very... Yeah, you see, it's very dark. I don't know how I'm gonna make... Not used to... Okay, so you see there's a... Well, you can use the other side maybe. How do I adjust this grease pencil lightness? It's not any more here. View... I don't remember how I had to solve that. Here is also not very good. Maybe it's an object thing, right? So let's see on the object mode. Object effects. Maybe I could add some glow. Glow color. Nothing's happening. Maybe I need the special effects. I didn't... Yeah, not seems to work. Don't know how to use this. Okay, no, effect not helping. Let's try something else. Modifier. Always on front, maybe. Visibility. Not selectable. Viewport display. In front. Okay, it's already in front. Color. Textured. Wire. Bounce. Textured. Solid. I see it better. Is it only for the other side though? I'm not sure now. No, it is for both sides. No. Only for the... Okay, so maybe usually I do it for the... I don't remember it was there, but the numbers are correct, so... Okay, so I drew it on this way for some reason. And so... the eyelashes, right. Okay, so the eyelash on the model sheet, it goes much more to the... So I don't need this now, apparently, so... Okay. Took a while, but here we are, finally. So let's try to get this thing. What about the mirror modifier? Okay, this helps. Let's adjust. No, this is too far away. This can be set here. Okay, the height is fine. Then here there's some confusion in the drawing, but that's okay. I understand what this drawing is about. Let's reshape this. Then this is going downwards too much. Let's get it more to this thing. And here, yeah, we can make something like that. As it approach, could be that. that. Okay, this is good. This is good. Then for the other doesn't have, actually the whole eye is a bit wrong, so I can fix this easily. But first let's try at least to make, because this is 3D adaptation from 2D to 3D, there are things that might not work very well and in like exact adaptation. So yes, because it's an adaptation, not a copy paste thing, I'm having to make some changes, right, to the design. And so yes, the bottom eyelash in 3D style could be like bigger. It kind of cool according to my experience. So okay, something like that. And why not here? Why not exaggerate a little more? Yes. And here too. And then there is this idea that this point could be something like, yeah, but not too much, right? Just like that. Okay. And the cool thing I found is that, yeah, there are 3D cartoons can actually be, even if they are not totally equivalent to the 2D, they have expression. The 3D expressions that we see on 3D cartoons everywhere nowadays, they are charming in their own way, and we can't really do them with the traditional the 2D styles. It's different language. So there are things that eventually we might get used to, and oh, that's actually a good expression for 3D adapted character. So let's see how this is look. Okay, there's lots of interpenetration here. However, the other is looking okay, but there's also interpenetration. So this is, of course, we need the other side view now. And let's see here. Yes, lots of. So now let's look at. At this moment, I should need this kind of work, and even actually a 3/4 view sometimes is relevant. I think I have a 3/4 for the, yes, I do have. We'll look at that later. Actually, let's look at that right now, since although I'm not sure. Yes, it should be useful. I don't want to be looking at this, nor here, nor this. Then let's look for the 3/4. So how do you get the 3/4? First, let me activate this one, and then it's 5, then 4, 5, 4, 5, 4. Well, the 5 is not necessary, but eventually we'll see. So let's see. I don't know what is the middle point. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Actually it's not rotating very well. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 1. It's difficult to tell if this is the same as 3, so I think there are 5 instances, so it's 1, 2, 3 and 5. Then this will be 3/4. And so if I look at this condition, what we see, not very well, of course. Let's see it this way. Very hard to see the character there. I cannot just hide here, it will hide everywhere, so it's just over. Yes, we can do this way. So I'm still not able to find out. I don't see the drawing very well of the. Oh, maybe it's go. No, you see it's here. Or is it inverted? Um, we'll see. Maybe I don't have it. I'm not seeing it at all. Yeah, where it is? It is not anywhere. But I had it. Yeah, it will be crossing if I had it right now. Maybe I didn't draw it. I have one for the hair though. You see it's crossing there. So you look at the character so that will help me develop the hairstyle. Otherwise you lack reference. We lack reference to make the transitions also if we want to make a good adaptation. So okay, if you can find good 3D full model sheet with in Simpsons, Google Simpsons, I think it's Homer Simpson's model sheet 3/4. You'll find all the front, back, side 3/4, and even what will be like the opposite, like 3/4 but from the back. That's very cool. So you see, for Simpsons they use that for the animations because you want very precise stuff. Okay, so apparently I don't have it anymore. So I won't use this. Let's do it with what we have now. Eventually I'll make one. So let's see here. Let's go back. We need the side, right? So there are a lot of interpenetrations here. Let's try to solve it without messing this current condition, right? So, and I need to look from this perspective. Okay, so look here, and then I've picked exactly that one, making sure none of these are selected. Then I need to bring this forward, right? Okay, so maybe it's this mesh which is just too protruded. So maybe I should, besides what I'm doing, and also making changes here perhaps, right? Oh, I can fix this with some losses there, but in those positioning. But we can try to solve this different gradually. Yeah, this I cannot push too forward. It might be a bit too strange. Then is this one? Yes, and there is another one there. Okay. So this could be interesting, something like that. This one could bring it here. Yeah, you see, these shapes need to be always checking everywhere. This I cannot bring. This will make some strange, or maybe not. Well, the shape is good on subdivision. All right. I cannot move this now because you remember all these things are properly set, and I don't want to displace the snapping to the eye surface right now. So yes, I need to work like that, only with these verses. There are no subdivisions here. So let's see. Okay, this is now side view. Maybe this. What's the side view for the character? Where's the model sheet for the side view? Side, okay. No, it was very tiny, so I didn't even draw very well. So let's grow this then. We can. Don't need to respect everything in this case. These can be smaller. Maybe more to the front, but this is complicated here, I think. Yeah, actually this should be doing something like that to the side. It seems like that in this different, this should be doing something like that even. So yeah, this is I need to adjust the face mesh indeed. Oh, there are no vertices there, and it's out of condition that I make more subdivisions to this, because it would make my rig way more complicated for regarding wave painting. So yes, it just looks like that the face mesh is too protruded there, but actually pushing this forwards like that is might not be that bad. I just must make sure that I don't lose the shape that I want at this edge. Yeah, so this is getting quite complicated. Okay, let's see from here maybe. Yeah, this is very radical. So this actually must make some sort of curve, and this is what is getting, yeah, so it's like that. Yeah, something like that. Sort of like a leaf, or not sure what kind of shape this corresponds to, but maybe you get an idea. That's what. Yeah, so it needs to go forward, so that's clear. Now I can smooth, but also scale, maybe move everything. It's global, yes, global, individual. Why it is not going GY? Individual, so this is wrong. I don't know. GY, okay, it is doing it. GZ, but of course this from this vision sounds horrible. Let's do this. Okay, now it doesn't look like the way I want, so let's get this back like that. But at least this is, yeah, this thing needs to be somewhere like here. This, at least this part seems to be working. A bit strange with the subdivision. No, now it's good. Okay, so be there, and then the rest of the things can go there. So this can go behind, this can go like there. The interpenetrations are there, sounds okay. The eye is closing a little because of the rest position of the bones, which contain wave painting. So I need to also change the rest position for the bones. Well, maybe not. Actually not, because what really matters for the deform is the rest position of the mesh. And this I got already. So, but what I want to verify is how the collapsing will happen there, if they already happen, how they will evolve with the closed eyes. This is what I'm curious about, because this is the new setup. And if this works, well, it's not magic, it's just technique, right? Then this will be the best solution. This will be a solution for a problem that I had for almost 6 months already on that rig. Of course, shape keys could do that again. And probably armature deform, but it will be very annoying to do. Both ways are very annoying. I think this will be the most elegant way, because yeah, so no, I didn't have to touch on that mesh apparently, at least in this kind of expression. So I really like how it's getting its shape now. It's actually, there's an advantage starting like that, that is we can have a full upon eyes character design set already, right? But I'm not very satisfied with the everything, but okay, working. It's working. Then for the others, for the bottom, is there, yeah, some stuff is happening, but it's again, it's the, yes, I need to see for the different sides. All right, so that these are much shorter, right? Should be okay to find here. And okay, I don't think I really need that. No, yes, it's good to have this. Oh, you see here, a side view is very bad here. This is the one I don't want to touch, and this one, let's bring this like that. Okay, there are some bizarre things happening there, but maybe if I just put this in a better spot, this kind of solves this, like it start curving that way around. This is not okay, so I can actually try to reduce the positioning of this mesh of the face. This will help in to avoiding these interpenetrations there. For this neutral expression. Okay, that's not good. Making sure I don't pick anything closer to the eye, the snapped vertices there. So let's go on the face, only that face, then push that back. Let's rotate a little, smooth, push, smooth, smooth, maybe push this edge here, rotate slightly like that, smooth, smooth, push back, this maybe slightly forwards, smooth these ones, but they go front, so push back. Now this is okay. Let's look at this now. A bit strange there, but it works. It is working. Can I avoid that in some way? What is that? Oh yes, okay. So this is this is carving in. I don't know how to say that. Let's solve this with something like this edge here. Just smooth here. Make this more natural. And let's get same here. It doesn't need all that. Oh, here I see. This thing is going, it's crossing, right? This needs to be more at here. Yeah, cannot smooth this like that. What about these faces? Also not. What about these ones? Okay, these ones maybe. So yeah, okay, this is working. Those shape, this is normal to happen this sometimes, but we can always check. So I'm gonna pick this whole face and okay, apparently there was some error there. After we'll check for all the eyelids mesh anyway, so here we go. That's okay, so this is good. Now I need to finish that one, that part here. Yeah, so making sure I only pick, I can make this bigger now. This was the last one of its kind. Is there anything else? Yes, the rest is already the eyelids, part of the eyelids mesh. So only this edge loop here is the bottom, so I can scale it all at once. Then maybe let's push this. Let's see how this is looking here. I can augment this. This can have this kind of shape. Let's no. Yeah, from this maybe exaggerate here a little more. This kind might looks good. This more outwards, and then it starts reducing. Maybe here more outwards too. Here. Now more to the bottom. Now I think it's too large. And here of course it starts interpenetration, so let's just push it forward, have something like that. This more to the corner to help the other to be shaped, could be, so as something like that. And here this I can augment and can augment here, yes, and then take this all again, smooth, move out, scale, smooth, move out, and here this is, the curving is breaking, so let's do this. This thing can be smaller here. It's more to the side. This. Yeah, guys, folks, this is pure modeling, whatever. So nearly good. Well, the side is not that smooth. Yeah, more downwards maybe. Let's smooth the whole thing. It cannot be too close to the eye, or otherwise it's dangerous. I'm afraid I've moved something there accidentally at some point. Already nearly finishing this. Now I think it's a bit too big. Designing 3D is time consuming, especially on modeling, but I guess sculpting, which I don't have much practice, also can take a lot of time if you want to explore shapes, maybe even more than modeling. So this, not sure about how this could look from an angle seen from behind. Well, like that sounds good. And now it's fine, at least for the perspective of doing the test that I want. So alright, let's go for the test now. Let's not show this anymore, nor the graphics, the grease pencil, no need anymore now. To have a better idea of the model of the character, let's show it here, although there's things to fix there that I don't know yet, even eyebrows here. Alright, so Alright, so what I need now is to... What's happening there? It looks like something strange is happening to this part of the mesh. I don't know if it has to do with the recalculate normals inside. No, it's not about the normals. There must be something about the bones. Or some modifier. There's some inversion then. Yeah. So I'm not sure what I had this problem already, but I was able to figure it out. So first thing, let's see if it's something about the recalculate outside, right? So let's see. Recalculate inside creates a lot of horrible things. So no, this is correct. Recalculate outside. This is locked. Why this is not locked? Alright, let's save a new version here. 43. The armature, of course. So where it is, I can probably lock the eyes. They are not a problem here. Don't want to select them accidentally. The face rig. It is... Facial features are... So this will be the master head. It's not... It's fake eye key. Oh right, so that's not what you need. Then this might... Yeah, now that I've made change there, I need to reassess this, what's happening there. Yeah, need to reassess this. Would be good to see the mesh thing. Yeah, those deforms need to... Oh, and they lose the controllers of the... No, I've decided myself to have them separated. That's it. So let's not use this. Let's look the collapsing thing finally. So okay, of course these things got deformed. The eyelids got deformed because then I have changed the rest position for my rig, and I have to reassess a lot of things that are there, right? I've done it from the condition that this would be... I have just the mesh, and the rest pose was with the eyes closed. The rest position for the mesh, even for the eyelids mesh. Now I have to readapt from this rest position to this. So and then I have to neutralize some of the bone constraints that use... So it's not much about the eyelids mesh. The eyelids mesh is fine. It's more about the... Yes, here the eyelash bones. These have copy transforms, copy location to their respective... See, eyelid bendy bone handle. This is all in the tutorial. I've made integrated eyes rigs, by the way, for curious about this. And the mesh is shrink wrapped to the eye surface. The problem here about that eyelash might be something related to the shrink wrapping. And the bones also, this eyelash control... Eyelids actually control bones. These are the deformed bendy bones for the eyelids. So two bendy bone splines sequence, one at the bottom with two splines and one at the top here. So two sequence, they are not connected, no need to be connected, because you see here the deforms on the eye works anyway. Ignore what's happening, the horrid thing that's happening to the eyelashes as they move as the eye close, but because this got destroyed, because I need to reassess this, especially not this, I need to reassess the transformation bone constraint they have. So I just need to readjust this. This will take some time, of course, but for me it would be okay to do. I know how to solve that already. I have some practice. And so yeah, so you see the collapsing mesh, there it is. It works. So the mesh, yes, it still goes inside of the head at some point, but the idea that it is collapsing actually works. And so this is a solution. Not works totally, right? Because to have a full collapse might mean that I need to stack it nearly all together. This could be dangerous. Actually, we could try that experimentally, but then I will never be able to reselect those vertices on. They'll be all stacking together. I think this is a horrible idea, but in some, it's not even necessary. But this would solve this 100%, 100%, right? But then imagine if I were to accidentally use a merge operator to merge everything. I lose all this stuff. In terms of eyelid shapes, with that mesh topology, those face rings all around the eye hole, right? The deforms on the, hold on, let's just look at this without masking the eyelashes. Okay, so now we just see the eyelids rig. And so you see the deforms are pretty good anyway, so it's spline skinning because it's bendy bones. So there's no real problem with the eyelids. So starting them on, now we even see better. So okay, so this is, I'm very satisfied that I finally found a solution for that problem. A technical solution, something bad happening here. Yeah, so what's happening is the shrink wrap bone constraint here. It's limiting my capability of getting this bone where I wanted. So maybe, well, we can do. Of course, the idea would make pose assets for this. Okay, so somewhere like here. Because the eye surface, it ends here, so maybe I could augment it to, yeah, for this kind of posing, but yeah, you see here the limit. So I was having trouble around here. Yeah, so I should create more. They would go inside the mouth, but we'll make sure this doesn't happen. Yeah, I should augment there. I used a lattice deform last time, but I hate to manipulate the eye here now, but found the lattice deform was a cool idea. Okay, so yeah, this is really annoying, but I could just get rid of these shrink wrap bone constraints here. They are interesting, but they cause so much trouble already, complications, that maybe I could just get rid of them. This would shrink wrap these handle bones, control handle bones of the eyelids to the, let's hide the deaf bones, okay, to the eye, actually not to the eyes. This would create some bug, actually to a ghost eye surface, which is at the same place of the eyes. There you see it. Oh, and the eye is, no, it's not bigger than it. Alright, I should readapt them. Yeah, so this needs some So I need to grow this space, this face there, and I want it to be a great curve, so I don't do it manually. I want to do it even if I have a backup of the eye as it was a NURB surface, then convert to mesh. I have all this backup here in this folder, this collection. I would take it from here. The problem is that I have to reconnect some targets of the eyes rig, the eye surface mesh object rig. This is annoying, but feasible, totally feasible. And so if I select all these bones now, and like I take this off, they are free to move. The mesh is shrink wrapped anyway, so it's not like this. Yeah, and moving them forwards won't really, yeah, it's probably bad for the rig, but the idea, that's why it's interesting to have them why this mesh though is this way. Oh yes, no, there's something weird going on there. It's like they are pushing. This is the eyelids board. Oh, because of course the eyes are hidden. These are not truly the eyes, that's why. Alright, so this was not a bug, it was just that the eyes were hidden, and so they were not working with some object modifiers. Yeah, so because the eyelids board is a different mesh that is shrink wrapped to behind this eye, and if the eye is not working in real time, that mesh goes crazy, like it don't operate. Now I don't see what's the... Oh, this is the top one. Okay. Alright, so as we see, it is totally feasible to... We don't really need those shrink wrap, therefore, but there we see that there are some still things going wrong there with the eyelashes there, as their starting position is the same. However, the left side gets compromised. Okay, let's unhide here. Let's see. Yeah, so both sides it's compromised. Let's push them. All right. Oh yes, I see what it was. It was indeed the... So you see both sides are compromised. It looked like very symmetric, the arrows. So this is because of the rest pose, the change that how this is pushing the mesh in this rest position for the bone on this rest pose, which is the same. It's not a good rest pose for the eyelash in this condition, so I need to probably change this thing. However, as I select everything, you see what's happening is that because there is this thing, yeah, the bone constraint, the symmetry, right? Now I have to do something different. I thought I knew, but now I have to revise even that. So you see there are some difference from symmetrizing sides. So distance from the shrink wrap of that ghost eye surface, which is behind, is 0.1 for this. This is a bit 0.2, so it's further away, so it's normal that it's... So that would be the... But they don't seem to be perfectly matching, right? well, it's better than it was before at least. Let's see. Yeah, there are some differences there, and so I could never find. And this I believe because of this inverted thing. If I get this aligned to X, this will destroy the everything. Oh, maybe because okay, maybe I could play with this 0 2 0 2 inside. I'll use the same, but I try to make it inverse. So no, this didn't work. So inside, above surface, no. Outside surface, no. Outside, no. On surface, no. Inside, okay. Inside is the closest, but then of course it's inside. It's nothing to do with that. And if I change here, it's also inside, so it doesn't help. So outside, oh, I can calculate from here. Okay. So yeah, so it's a value in between. It doesn't need to be perfect, right? I wouldn't be suffering this if I weren't trying to make. Okay, so this looks like would do nearly, let's say, let's try a little more. I'm about to discover it. All right, it really looks like this value. No, 0. Yeah, 5. That was closer to it. All right, so it has traveled all the ways. There's no precision here. Well, precision yes, but not. Then this means I need to add to whatever. I need to add like 0.5 for all those that are invert. So let's say 0 1 0 1 0 0 2. Okay, it's just 0 plus 0.5, so we pick this, copy here and get this, same here. Okay, here 0 1, this is 0 1, this is 0 1. Okay, this is 0 2 fixed already, 0. Okay, so it's all this value. So let's check. 1 2 3 4 5 6. 1 2 3 4 5 6. All right, that's it. And why they need to have those? Yeah, but we see it's still not very symmetric, but it's better now. And so let's see here. Don't mind the eyelashes. The idea that this value is, I made those values different is that, for example, this also helps in the deforms. But at this point, I could just leave everything at this, right? All equal. The one side, everything equal, because I've made change to the eyelashes that work. So let's yeah, hide everything here. So yeah, so now I have to assess some. Wow, what's that? No, just oh, that's the edge. Yeah, I shouldn't keep that thing apparently. And why it's appearing only on one eye, by the way. There are some strange reflections there that have never occurred, but let's delete this sharp edge here. Clear sharp. No, it's still happening. Strange reflection there at this corner. Really don't remember this particular problem, but let's keep checking what's going on. Let's see all the mesh. That part I could give that sharp just to make it clear that it's something that I don't want, or just mark seam actually. Yeah. And these for the eyelashes, I'm not sure is that relevant that this be sharp. It will be just for differentiation on edit mode. So well, I could do mark seam, right? It's safer. So here, instead of mark sharp, clear sharp, make mark seam. This could be a continuation indeed. It would make sense in terms of seam anyways. We can simplify that thing. Hold on. What's the condition of that? Yeah, this just push it. This will never appear actually. This is oh, I see. Now actually we should bring this closer to the, we should reset this to a new rest pose right now, because okay, so to solve this thing, it's work anyways, but I want to get it just as I did for these edge rings for the eyelids mesh. This is not the eyelids mesh, this is the borders of the eyelids mesh. It's very tiny piece of stuff. So I just need to get this. Let's hide everything else. Let's hide the eyelashes right now. Let's go back here. Okay, so you see this is behind. It starts behind. It just needs to be whatever shape. It's not really that important, but what I can do, it will respond automatically to shrink wrapping. So, but what it's important is that it starts close to the, okay, so probably I need some sort of centering here. Now this is not working very well. I don't know how to do this. I want to just approach them to the original, to the new shape of the, yeah. Yeah, so if I pick this, oh no, not these ones. I think I've broken something. Oh no, these are okay. These are, it's a whole circuit. That was fine. Let's go back. What, this was correct. This is a whole edge ring all behind. Doesn't matter. Got confused. So here, let's approach it to that. Same here. Doesn't need to be very close, just enough so that it will follow these that it will have a better reference, spatial reference to the true edge ring of the, or edge loops of the eyelids mesh. Okay, and now let's make sure it's really behind. Smooth this out. I can rescale a little. Yeah, rescale inwards is, it's okay, something like that, and push it behind. And yeah, so now at least it has a better shape to follow. So let's see. I'm not really satisfied with this. If I need to, okay, but there it is. So nothing happens because it was already working, but it's just organizing the rig, the model, right? So alright, so now what I need to do more, and I'll give it a pause for now, is that I'll have to reassess all those eyelashes because they start well. Okay, this is the rest position for this eyelash mesh, but then I need to solve them in as these bones here go here, and basically it's just I can solve this with the eyelash deform bones, which are here, with this transformation bone constraint for each one of them, and then symmetrize them. And so that's what I need to do next. And so here I was, before I was making better mesh topology for the hands, and that's successful. There are subdivision surface modifier which will gonna make this better, and even solve trigons. I didn't know that. Here you see this is a trigon. It becomes a quad, a diamond quad automatically, so why not use them? I need to test the deforms of this thing, but apparently it will work. Yeah, let's leave it like that. That doesn't matter. So there we go. And yeah, this, we are making upgrades there. And let's see, let me check just before I leave, let's check my list here. And what are you doing? So there's some easy stuff here, mechanical thing to fix here, just some bones renaming, trying to create better specialized bones to the torso rig to make some differentiations, make also about managing the rig, making it better. Then these I'm already making advanced control for the hand, but I need to check some extra reference, some extra cool ideas. These I'll probably not be using because I don't have toes. They are all kind of stacked together in the model. This feature, and then yes, we'll soon be able to go to some these modifiers for rigging that I've never tried, and there are some tutorials, but don't know, well, might be good. And this, as you see, I was already attempting something, the rest position, change of the rest positions, and this is a sprint that I will do with radical change of these rest positions for the thighs, the shoulders, and some other joints. And in this case I I did it, it proved to be very useful for the collapsing mesh of the eyelids mesh. So starting with the eyes closed can be a good strategy for certain rig things. Okay, folks, so thanks for watching again, and see you next time. Take care and have a nice weekend also.